Hi, my name is Vala, and I am mobility and ADL teacher. I have been working in Sjónstöðin for a couple of years. We are going to talk about service for adults, and Elfa is with me. So, shall we just let it roll? Of age between 18 and 67, there are around 22% of our clients. This age group often faces unique challenges related to employment, education, and independent living. Our services are tailored to support their specific needs, with focus on accessibility, empowerment, and inclusion. Retirement in Iceland is 67 years of age. Percentage of retired population is 13%, and they are saying that it will increase in the next 30 years up to 21%. 2 point, yeah?
No, I was going to say that because most of our clients are elderly, so the highest, so they're around 80 years old when they come to us, and they have kind of tried everything at the ophthalmologist, and it's after that usually that the ophthalmologists refer to us when they have kind of tried everything. But we are trying to increase awareness among the ophthalmologists to refer a little bit sooner, because there are some equipment and something that are easier to teach people to use before they lose more vision. And to do so is that we usually host an open house for ophthalmologists at least once a year. So we offer the ophthalmologists to come to us and see what we are doing, and they can see the new equipment, what is out there, and of course, just interact. It's always easier if we see people's faces to communicate.
Mm-hmm. And we think 80 years old is not much. The oldest client we have is 107 years old. So you can see we are getting older. Yeah. In Iceland, the majority of the elderly individuals live in their own homes, supported by community-based service. 90% of elderly clients we service live at home. Only 10% are living in living homes or nursing homes. The aim of the government is that more people live at home as long as they can, with service from the social service and from us and from more institutions.
The communes and all that. So that's why we are an important link in the service to the elderly, because then people can be more independent if they get the right support or the assistive devices from us. So, but we often, even though we think we are big, but we are often forgotten in Iceland. So when they are designing the service for elderly, they often forget vision and how big it really is. So we are often there waving like, please remember. But people are getting more knowledgeable about us. We are getting more phone calls from nursing homes and other institutes.
Yeah, we are. So if we talk about our students, over the past few years, technology has become more advanced. So it is easier now for VIP students to access learning materials in accessible formats. Tools like screen readers, digital textbook, and special software have opened new doors for independent and inclusive learning. Together with the students, we at the Sjónstöðin, we find out the best solution of learning materials. And we have a picture on the screen from ChatGPT. They made a photo of braille display, screen reader, audio materials, and electronic magnifier. So, in Iceland, as this said before today, there are more and more students pursuing university education. They talked about 15 till 20 students. One of our staff member, Maria, she's working closely with students. In this video, she will explain what rules Sjónstöðin has when visually impaired clients decide to pursue education. Now we are going to listen to her, and this is not her voice. We made the voice.
I'd like to share with you how we support university students. We currently serve students from 4 universities in Iceland, with most of them attending the University of Iceland. When students finish upper secondary school, we reach out to them to see whether they plan to continue their studies. This allows us to work closely with the university's support services to coordinate our efforts. We have strong connections with key contacts in these services who are in direct communication with us. We also invite new students to meet with us, so we can accompany them to meet the university's support team. The university typically makes an agreement with each student about the kind of support they'll receive. This support often includes extended time for exams, the use of their own laptops, and sometimes the need for a separate room. Arrangements also need to be made for note-takers and, if needed, for a personal assistant. It's important that all of this is organized before the semester starts. Most university teachers have limited knowledge about students with visual impairments. To help with this, we've created information sheets for teachers, department heads, and student assistants who work with visually impaired students. We've also developed guidelines on how to treat guide dogs and their handlers appropriately. Sometimes we meet with program heads to discuss what specific accommodations need to be made. These meetings often happen in August. We also host sessions for students to come together, so they know they're not alone and understand the kinds of assistance available like mobility training, assistive devices, and materials production. Technology keeps improving, so we bring in our IT consultant to share the latest tools and apps that can help students be more independent in their studies. This might also reduce the amount of study material we need to produce. Students also benefit greatly from peer support. Those who have been studying for a while often share valuable advice with new students. We've set up discussion groups and hope students will take the initiative to keep them going. They've even created a group chat on a social app, and we regularly get feedback from them when we update our materials. It's also important to remember that some students are in part-time studies and might start new courses each semester. We make sure to remind them about our services and ensure that a mobility trainer is available. We also provide training for university support staff so they know who we are, what services we offer, and what new technologies are available. What's most important, in my view, is that we review all of this at the beginning so students can feel confident and reduce any anxiety about studying in a new environment. Knowing what support is available and where to find it really boosts their confidence. This way, they're more likely to reach out for help when they need it, and they get to know each other better as well.
Yeah.
And I'd like to remind you, if you want to stop and ask a question, please do. Mm-hmm. We are really proud of our university service because of the feedback we've been getting from students. It's not all easy. We were assisting a student who was finishing his master in physiotherapy, and there was a real difficulty in getting the understanding of teachers. But him having an institute or a resources center behind him helped him so much, because we were able to, show up at the meetings with him when when the teachers were saying, "Oh, you can't do this," and then we were there with him saying, "Well, how can we adapt it?" So they were never able to say, "No, you can't do this," and he learned that it was better to show up with somebody with him instead of him on his own, because if that happened, they would just not listen. Now, We also have a story for you. This is one of our favorite. She was actually working with us a few months ago. So what we did for her is that she finished her university studies, and as a job training she came and worked with us. She's an excellent worker. Yeah, do you want to say more?
No,
Yeah?
I think we just...
Yeah, she is legally blind,
Yeah.
and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself.
Yeah.
Received from the Vision Center, and how have the services helped you?
Yeah, so I have been a client here since I was born. So I have received a lot of service. The Vision Center has provided me with a lot of assistive devices like glasses and magnifiers. It has also provided me with orientation training. The social worker has helped me with everything regarding disability pension, and the special education teachers have helped me, like when I was in elementary school and secondary school. They made sure everything was all right at school, and they also talked to the teacher and other students about my sight. So yeah.
But how about when you were an adult?
Yeah, so like when I went to university, they helped me finding some solutions, technical solutions for my readings, because in my education I had to read a lot, and I got some help with orientation on campus, and I have also gotten some help with like I said, disability pension, and how I can work with it.
Yeah. And do you think having access to this kind of services is important?
Yeah, I think so, because it has helped me to live as normally as possible, and helped me to live independently, and make I am able to do things I wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
And would you give other young people in Estonia some advice, people who are entering university there or transition from university to work? What kind of advice would you give them?
So first of all, when you go to university, I would recommend getting some help with technical solutions. Consider every help the university offers you, because when I started university, I didn't know what help I could get. Also, they provided me with a list of solutions, and there were some things there I didn't think of, and helped me a lot, longer time for exams, and some glossary friends and something like that.
And now you are at a new point in your life. You have now left university and are working in your profession. How does that feel?
That's great. It is it's hard, because I am the only visually impaired individual here in Iceland who works in this field. So it's hard to be alone. But my employers are very considerate. They have offered me to make some requests. If I need some touchscreen, and my employer has offered me to get a touchscreen, and they have also said if you need to
some assistive devices.
Yes, yeah. Assistive devices, they have offered me that. And also because I work as a psychologist, they have like said you can take fewer like interviews a day, or like have shorter days, and that has helped me a lot. Because it is this difficult job, and for someone who has like disability it's harder. So for people who are going on the like job market, don't be afraid to like ask for what you need, because employers are like considerate of that.
Excellent. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have some fund at the University of Iceland called Thorsteins Fund. The purpose of the founding is to support blind and visually impaired students pursuing studies. Secondly, the fund aims to promote research that can enhance knowledge about blindness and visual impairment, particularly in the field of social science and humanities. So there are always about 6 or 8 students applying or something like that. Yeah.
And it was great to see that there was one visually impaired student getting a fund for her doctorate. So that's one of the first times we see that in Iceland, not so far in their studies.
Yeah. As Estela mentioned it, we have some courses for schools such as students learning to become nurse and occupational therapist. We have also courses in the training center for public. Yeah,
because the labor market has a training center for those who don't have a university degree and can get all kinds of training for free. So we teamed up with them and have a course on visual impairment. So people can either, if you are in care, you can take a course on visual impairment, or, for example, in services, if you want to know how to help people with visual impairment.
We think it's very important. And we are always glad to do our courses like that. When a client comes to us for the first time, we aim to share information and gather as much relevant details as possible. Here we have an example of a checklist. I know it's not maybe very...
It's a snapshot of the checklist, so it's not very vision friendly.
No, not so much, but I can read a little bit. We need some information, including contact details for a close relative or caregivers. So, and we ask questions about social situation. Does the client live alone? Does he have some support from a family or friends, etc.? And we ask about transportation and mobility. How does the client getting around? Does he use buses, or is he walking, or is he still driving maybe?
That happens.
That happens. Yeah, and we ask about some how the daily living activities goes. For example, can the client do daily tasks like cooking, cleaning, shopping, laundry? We ask about questions like, can you watch the TV? Do you have good light at home? Etc., etc. And those questions give us some idea what happened next. Maybe the client needs to have an appointment with social worker, mobility teacher, tech advisor, or specialist in daily living skills. And we also have to promote range of practical information. We do a lot of things, as you can hear in the first time when the client visits us. We introduce, for example, talking book library and the Icelandic Association of the Blind and Visually Impaired.
People get the players to play the talking books, or the access to them through us. So if you are 30% vision or less, you can get this equipment for us to play your audiobooks. And they use the elderly often want the players, while the younger want the stream ones. Yeah.
It depends on the person and the age.
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah. We have a lot of videos. Here we have one. We can see optometrists measure the vision, and together with the client, they find out if some types of vision aids, such as magnifier and special glasses, helps. Here we have an example of one of our clients, Guðrún. She's undergoing a vision assessment and trying out some assistive devices. So we let it roll.
Can you see better with this one?
No,
No?
no, I don't just see E.
Okay.
Yeah, this is better.
Okay, let's try another one. What about this one?
This is very good.
Okay. So can you see the bottom line?
P.H.
Okay. That's good. So let's try with the left eye. This, can you see?
It's a little bit blurry.
Okay, is it better like this?
Yes.
Yes? Can you read the bottom line?
P.H.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, Guðrún, I would like to show you some magnification. Here we have 3 times. It's getting 3 times bigger. If you try that one in this text here.
Þetta tekst drengurinn sem hafði tekið á sig gerfi Indíana.
Okay, good. So you can read this one.
Yes, this is good.
Yeah, this is some kind of another technique. Now you have to watch down here and you move it from left to right.
This is okay, but for me, I think this here is better.
It's better.
Yes.
Okay, then we have another alternative. Alternative number 3. I would like to show you.
Oh,
What do you think about this one?
this is very good, but I think it's if you are reading a paper or a bigger newspaper or something.
Yeah, just an example of what we are doing. We saw some magnifier on this video. We offer a wide range of vision aids, from small devices to more advanced equipment. The most common aids we deliver are glasses, reading glasses, filter glasses, and magnification glasses. There have been major changes in technology in a short period of time, and the devices are constantly improving in both quality and functionality. I would like to show you some example of the vision aids we currently provide to our users. We couldn't take all of those devices with us, so that's why we have this video. I will explain while it's running.
So most of the people who are legally blind, they have access to all of these devices, while the people who are in between 30% and 10%, they only can access part of the devices, such as glasses and the magnification. So the higher need, you get more.
Yeah. Here is Lilia on the screen. She is trying some magnification, some CCTV, both for distance and for near. And it has a touch screen, so she's trying out.
Distance view. Horizontal split screen.
Then she's knitting under the device. So it's also possible to turn the distance view and see the faces. It's not always popular, you see everything on your face, but she can have different colors and so on.
So we've been experimenting with this producer in this CCTV equipment, and the reason why we are working with them is they are the first ones to bring us Icelandic into the devices. It's always been very difficult for us having this small language to get producers to put that into the equipment.
Now she's trying a big one, big CCTV, both for writing and for checking what she was knitting.
This is one of the sweater I'm going to knit. And it's for needle 3.5. And it's a challenge for me to knit a sweater with this pattern.
She had her phone lying on the CCTV on the plate, and then she can make it bigger and take a look at her phone, the sweater she's going to knit. So here we have a new device called Coast. We have been delivering Coast for students that needs to see both in distance and in near. This device is very easy to use and no problem to take it back and forth from school. So
we have not, if the devices are portable, we provide the devices because we don't ask if the student are using it in the school or at home or at the workplace. So it's just up to the person that receives it.
Okay, this is for capturing documents.
View and capture. Capturing. Eldgos hófst rétt norðan við Grindavík klukkan 9:44 eftir að kvikuhlaup hófst á 7. tímanum í morgun. Sprungan hefur teygt sig suður fyrir Vatnargarð norðan við Grindavík. Fylgst með gangi máta í vaktinni hér að neðan og reglulega í beinni útsendingu frá vettvangi. Bláa tónið var rýmt snemma í morgun og zoom in.
For those interested, they're reading about the eruption in Grindavik, the volcanic eruption.
So we have a technically new device in Iceland. This is a scanner, and we are very happy to have it because we have an Icelandic speech in this device. Our clients are very pleased now to be able to read books and newspaper. Even though most content is now digital, many people still have a variety of books and printed materials at home that they enjoy having read loud to them. So now I would like you can listen to the Icelandic.
Dag hvað við hýður fyrir utan hallarhliðið, svo að drundi í salarveggjunum, en hallarvörðurinn feytti hýður sinn aftur á móti. Baróninn skundaði út til þess að taka á móti brúðgum. Drundi í salarveggjunum, en hallarvörðurinn feytti hýður sinn aftur á móti. Baróninn skundaði út til þess að taka á móti brúðgumann. Var nú fellibrúni hleypt niður yfir hallargröfina og þar riddari yfir brúna og inn í hallargarðinn. Sá var kurteislegur og fríður sínum og hinn hermannlegastur. Hann var fölur í andliti og svo hafði hann stör augu að eldur þótti úr þeim brenna, tignaleg sorg bjó á enni hans. Hann reið brúnum hesti. Það furðaði baróninn að hann kom einn saman og var eigi lust við að honum þætti fyrir. Þótti honum það lýsa skeytingarleysi og gáleysi.
It can stand alone and also with a screen. So people have those two opportunities, just to have it read aloud and have it in a bigger text at the screen.
The elderly group loves this. They finally can read all their old books. And
yeah, it's just like M&M. We are just delivering these devices now.
Like Smarties,
And another video. We have been testing several new devices, particularly for reading and mobility purpose. In this video, Keli introduce some of these tools and demonstrates how they work. Kelly said to us before we left, "Why didn't I go with you? I'm on all those videos. I could have been there." So now he will explain.
We are lucky enough at Sjónstöðin to have the possibility to try out many of the latest technology when it comes to mobility aids and other such tech. Here in front of me I have a very interesting solution called Field Space. This is in essence a belt that one puts around their waist. And here we have a small computer, and on the inside of the belt we have haptic motors that give haptic feedback, and this is connected to a GPS app used for orientation and mobility. And the difference between this solution and the GPS apps that people use on their phones that many may be familiar with, that give audio information about different points of interest and routes, is that through the Field Space belt you get the information as vibrations, and it's intuitively set up in such a way that if your destination or point of interest is in front of you, the belt will vibrate in the front of your body. If the point is to the left, it vibrates to if the point is to the right, I'm pointing to my right side. If the point is to the right, you get a vibration to the right, etc. And it also has a very useful function in which you can have it always indicating true north, which is very useful for people that are learning the cardinal directions, and has been very helpful to many users to learn their orientation. Having a point to always indicate where north is gives you a very good idea about the general directions of the different spaces that you navigate through on a day-to-day basis. Here we have a very interesting device which is also based on haptic information. This is more thought for people with dual sensory loss, both visual and hearing impairment. And it works in such a way that inside this rather clunky helmet we have a sort of interface that has little dots that can poke in and out, and they are situated, if you put it on your forehead, and it will give haptic information which is being controlled through sensors and cameras on the front of this thing. So for example, if I have it turned on and I move my hand in front of the sensors and cameras, I will feel a corresponding haptic sensory vibration on my forehead. It is utilizing the sensory nerves in the forehead to represent things in the space around you. So it has the possibility, if I'm walking around with this, I can feel a door or a person or whatever is in front of me. And in using this sort of sensory feedback, people can gain an understanding about their environment. Here I have a very interesting and promising piece of technology. This is called the Envision glasses. Some of you may be familiar with the Envision app, which has optical character recognition, object recognition, and AI features. This is pretty much doing the same thing as the app does, but hands-free. So I can put this on my head, and on this thing here we have cameras and a touch surface that I can use to control the functions of the glasses. You can also get this connected to ordinary glasses, both prescription lenses and also filter glasses. So the one that I have here is a prototype, so it's just a bracket, and as you can see there are no lenses. Not that I would gain anything from it, having my eyes closed. And this gives you a hands-free experience for being able to utilize these different functions of the app. You can use it to read short text with optical character recognition. You can use it to scan longer documents. You can put it in describe scene mode where you get information about your environment, and then also snapping a picture and getting the artificial intelligence to describe it for you. And through a vocal interface, you can talk to the AI and get more information. You can also use it to make audio calls to people of your choosing. Say, for example, you have a friend that you have pre-programmed into your thing. You can call them and ask them to give you visual guidance through the thing. And this is very handy to use because many times we have our hands full with different things, and this is compact and easy to use, at least in my opinion. I'm very happy with this function, and I think the future of assistive tech is going to be in having smartphone apps and glasses connected to each other. Here we have a very interesting orientation and mobility aid, which is called NOA by a company called Biped. NOA stands for Navigation, Obstacle, and Artificial Intelligence, and these three things are put together in this device. You put it over your shoulders, like so, and on the left side we have sophisticated cameras, and on the left side we have a small computer with buttons and an interface to operate the thing. It also connects to a smartphone app, but can be used standalone. The navigation part of NOA, the N, stands for obstacle detection, where it uses the cameras, and it's built on similar guidelines as self-driving cars. This has actually been developed in collaboration with Honda, the car manufacturer. So it gives you audio feedback with different sounds, indicating whether the obstacle is below waist, mid-range, or on head level. So it gives a higher pitch sound if it's in head level, medium pitch if it's mid-level, and lower pitch if it's below with the waist. Also, it gives auditory feedback if you are coming to a hole or a drop-off or stairs. The obstacle, that was the navigation part. I was basically describing the obstacle part. The navigation part has to do with GPS apps where you can put in points and get routes, and the thing will give you directions on where you want to go. And the artificial intelligence part gives you the opportunity to take pictures and have them described. You can have the device search for doors, seats, and different things, and it will give you directions on where to go to find it or where it is, and it will also give you the distance in meters on how far along it is. Also, they have just introduced a very interesting feature, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm super excited about, which they call Live AI, in which the device is actually on the lookout for certain things and will advise you, for example, crosswalks or intersections or things of that nature. So this is a very promising device, and we are lucky enough to have a piece to mess around with.
Yeah, maybe you know some of those devices. I know at least one. The helmet is from Estonia. You have maybe seen it. And yeah, we are trying new devices, and we are getting people to try and to get some feedback from them. So we are trying to follow the technique. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm Brett from Social Insurance Board. I have many questions.
Go on.
At first, did I understood that for all these kind of new devices and all for the technical devices, you have this like IT consultant in the center, and he or she is like getting to know all the new things. He's getting all the new things in the center. Is it right?
Yeah, we try to do it like that. The IT consultant is very much involved what is happening, and so it's a she can teach the advisors who work with the daily living skills. So because to be able to get over what is happening, and many of these devices are so much related to daily living skills or mobility training. So she would be there with the mobility teachers and helping them to learn on this new equipment. And then Kelly is also our staff member. He's very eager to try out new things and goes out with the mobility instructors or the daily living skills to test it. So yes.
Okay, so you have all the new things in your center, yeah?
Maybe not all, but
most
you're trying. Yeah.
We try because Icelanders are very much out on the internet and looking for what is out there. So if we're gonna keep the reputation as a knowledge center that we're supposed to be, this is what we try to put funding in. And the list of allocation devices that we are allowed to deliver to people, it was written quite open at the time, even though we would like to change it a little bit. It's still that open that we can kind of like help with getting the funding for it. For example, I don't know if you're going to show them Iris Vision if you had time.
Yeah.
But where is it? Yeah. For example, this device, I don't know if you know Iris Vision, which is a headset, and we just call this a CCTV because it is a CCTV. But if you would have, for example, if there were people working in the field that don't know what do you call it, the way it works or how it's used, they would look at it as a phone or some other kind of device. So because we say this is a CCTV and it goes under the regulation, so people who are legally blind can get this. And there's actually amazing stories because we got special funding to be able to deliver this. And people who are legally blind were saying, like, I got to see a waterfall for the first time, or I got to see my kid's face for the first time. So, and it's really helpful that it's based at our center, not at the the National Center for all the assistive devices. So because we have the speciality and the knowledge on vision.
Okay, I have one more. Because if the range of the technical assistant devices is so wide, who is deciding that maybe the seventh sense is perfect for you and this Navi belt is perfect for you? Who's deciding who's getting what and in what range, and what are the funding regulations?
So if it is on the regulation, the advisors can apply for it in-house. So if it's in the regulation, then it's our obligatory just to say yes. So people, the advisors don't have to ask questions about glasses or, the smaller advices. But the larger one, they might have to, they have to ask me or Vala, because we then have to make sure that they fall under the right vision category. But for example, seventh sense, we wouldn't be able to fit that into the the regulations, because that's too new for us. Your question was who decides, and
the question was if I know about if I know a wide range like devices, who's deciding what I'm getting, or if I'm new in the field, who's deciding what I'm getting? Is it this white stick, or is it this 7 cents? Who's like deciding what I'm getting?
Yeah, but so it's like we have an in-house meeting, like an in-house seminar, at least once a month or more, about where the technology advisors meets all the other advisors and tells them about the technology, like what is out there. I've been testing this and that. So, and then she would hold special courses for the advisors, so they know what we have in-house and what we're allowed to allocate. We would inform our clients if there's something out there that could be useful, but then tell them it's not on the regulation.
Mm-hmm. There's more.
Hi, Jakob Rosin from Estonian Blind Union again, and a little bit similar question, but there are so many new tools and technologies. How I mean, you evaluate a lot of these, and a lot of these look useful in theory. How if you try them with people, how many of them do stick? How many of them actually will become useful in a daily life of a person, and how many of them are useful in just specific conditions such as mobility training? Just a background to my question, I see a lot of those technologies pop up in theory, and I've had the chance to try some of them in different events, and they feel a lot of, that they are theoretically very useful, but in practical terms, wearing a very heavy device on your head every day is very very taxing, or something which is all the time vibrating. So I'm just curious, if you're testing them with people, how many of them actually do become people's favorites or useful in everyday life? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Many people just choose to use their phones, for example. So we haven't been delivering those, at least. We are just trying them out and letting people test.
Because people are so interested. They want to know what's out there, so we kind of have to have it for them to feel. A lot of them, we would set up, like a few clients would come and test, and then they would tell us how is it useful for. But some of them, we are actually thinking, for example, the mobility ones, sometimes it's, I don't know if I had the right words in English, but sometimes you need something, a stretcher or something to hold on just to take the first steps. So that's what we were thinking about, for example, with the belt and the vest, that maybe people would be more willing to try and do mobility training if they had something that they would feel a little bit securer with.
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is not something, for example, there has been a lot of criticism about the 7 cents helmet. Nobody would actually be out there walking with a big helmet, but maybe it could be useful for you to start exploring and see it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
So especially for people who lose their vision.
Yes. And we have our staff member, he's almost blind and he don't hear anything. So he thought that could be a device for him, maybe if the sight is getting more worse. Yeah. So how are we with the time?
Yeah.
We have few video left. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, we wanted to tell you about the guide dogs. We have 18 working guide dogs that came in with the devices, allocation of devices in 2010. So they are like a helping aid. There has been a lot of debate about the funding of the guide dogs in Iceland. Now in our law it says we're supposed to provide the guide dogs with the help of the Blind Association. The status of the Blind Association, the guide dogs, is actually that the Blind Association buys the guide dogs. So they do a lot of fundraising and use the guide dogs as fundraising, and actually do quite well with it because it's it's good for social media. So they have also teamed up with the Lions and other NGOs. Because of us being so few, it's been a struggle in finding the right way to work with the guide dogs. So we ended up teaming up with the handler or the people who breed the guide dogs, and they are actually based in Sweden. So the Blind Association buys them in from Sweden. We made agreement with the guide dog trainers, so they come to Iceland to deliver the dogs, and then they come 2 or 3 times over the year where the clients can get training with them. And because there has been a lot of struggle, we used to have a person who was just responsible for the guide dog but wasn't a trained guide dog trainer. It caused a lot of hiccups and a lot of issues. So we found that this has been working the best for us. Mm-hmm. That they know the dogs, and so it's easier for them to deliver the dogs, and people then get the training with them. We've also looked to other countries how they are doing or especially the Nordic countries, how they are doing it. For example, Norway, they seem to be doing it a similar way, even though ours is being bought in from Sweden, but they seem to be getting the same hours and same service, even more than it is in Sweden.
Shall we play the video?
Yeah, and we have Kelly again.
Yeah, surprise.
Kelly, what is the value of having a guide dog?
The value of having a guide dog is something that I could literally talk for hours about. But I think outside of the work that it does as a mobility aid, what I find to be extremely beneficial with my guide dog is to have someone else to take care of and focus on. There's company, there's responsibility. I have to provide pretty much everything for the dog, and he needs his exercise, he needs his love and attention, he needs his grooming, he needs to be fed, he needs a certain level of predictability, so we have our routines. And also the guide dog as a mobility aid is only as good as the handler who is able to use it. And the same pretty much goes with all mobility aids and aids overall for blind and visually impaired people. Like, they are tools that can be used to achieve many different things, but it is always the wielder of the tool that determines how effective it is. Example with the dog. If you are a good and capable handler, a guide dog has the ability to dramatically increase your quality of life in so many different levels. What I mostly see with the dog is, to explain it very simply, I have to take dog out to walk before we go to work, which means that I have to go to sleep early, which means that my sleep is then in a routine. Also, I walk my dog at least 2 times, oftentimes 3 or 4 times a day. So exercise. Dog gets to eat when I'm done eating. And that is something that many trainers recommend. So there's a stability in when I eat. And also, while walking the dog, almost every time I take him outside, we meet someone who is curious and asks about the dog, and there are positive interactions that take place between people on a daily basis. So then we have human contact. So there's sleep, exercise, food, communications. And these are the 4 pillars that pretty much make up a stable life and give us a very good foundation of being functional and contributing members to society.
Yeah. As we said before, we have mobility teacher who provide guidance and training in orientation and mobility, both with and without the use of the white cane.
Well, there's one question.
Yeah, one question. Sorry.
Yeah, 2 questions.
Okay.
Mina olen Süljeta jälle. Mind tegelikult huvitab, et hästi palju on juttu selle koerast, et tegelikult see koer on ju abivahend tegelikult. Ja töötades välja hindamisvahendid tuli sealt välja selline küsimus, et kes maksab koera kulutused? Kas see on nagu teil kuidagi toetatud lisarahana või peab see inimene ise nagu maksma oma arvest? See on nagu abivahend tegelikult. Kui ostame prillid, me kasutame ära, tal ei ole nagu lisavahendeid selle jaoks vaja.
Yeah, we have had this discussion. It's of course expensive feeding the dog, but that's the only cost people have to pay.
They have to pay for the food, but we pay for the doctor's vet appointments. So that's and there's still some are very happy with that, while others say we should get the food also paid. So there's discussions about that also. But our allocation of devices hasn't changed since, like I say, 2010. It's an old regulation. So we would have to change the regulation if this was to change. So, but this is something we will recommend, that people also will have to get the food paid, but we don't know if it will be approved or not, because it's of course extra cost.
Thank you. Crystal Sogenbits from NGO. Challenge your senses again. I have many questions, but I start with I know in Sweden we had a guest last year here from Sweden, a guide dog trainer, and she said that in Sweden there are very, very strict rules who could get a guide dog. Who decides, or who says that this person is capable of taking care of a guide dog in your system? Who finances the guide dogs? Are the guide dogs in your budget? What was, I think, 4.3 million or 3.4 million, or a lot more than we have anyways. And how does it work basically? And I'm not going to give up the microphone yet because I want to hear your answer.
The Blind Association buys the dogs, because they go and get the public to fund it with them, or Lions Club or something like that. So they now have quite a big fund to buy in dogs. After that they give it to us. We pay the rest except the food. That's what the handler has to pay. Regarding the and all the training and everything, that's what we pay for. And the second question was the
who gets the dog, who decides?
How to unfortunately the decision is with us, because we would like to have some a little bit of a distance, but what we ended up doing is that kind of like everybody has the right to have a dog if they have 5% vision or less. So, and then after that, you have to do a guide dog course, and you can't have a dog unless you have done the course. And then the people really realize the work that has to be done with getting a dog. People often think that you can tell the dog, take me to the store. It's not that way it works. You have to know the way to the store, not the dog. And then you have to get a doctor's assessment that says that you are healthy, you can move, or at least tell us if there are some other problems for you, for example, diabetic or something like that, that we need to know for training a dog. And then a social worker and a mobility instructor assess you. You have to be able to walk 2 routes on your own that are at least, I think, 2 kilometers. And the social worker helps with assessing your home situation, because you have to remember that it's an animal, so it has to have a proper home. So we have to also apply to the law of, animal welfare. So, and then it's also a question after all that. Do they actually have a dog that matches you? So you could have to wait for a dog until they find the right dog for you.
For example, we had one client. He waited 2 years for the right dog. He walks very fast. He go up to the mountain, and he's very tall. So that was something that they in Sweden had to think about. So he had to wait 2 years. He got yes from us. He can get a dog, but they didn't have any dog for him until now. So yeah, I think time is gone. Yeah.
Do you want us to go through them really quickly, or
you have a question over there?
Yeah, there's one question here.
Yeah.
And then yours as well.
Okay.
Eesti keeles küsimus.
It will be in Estonian.
Yeah.
Tere, mina olen Heli.
My name is Heli. I'm also a specialist teacher, and my question is that because in my family there is keratoconus as an eye disease, which I know it can deteriorate. Have you had any experiences with this eye disease, and whether there are any assistant devices?
Can I refer it to you, Estella?
Yeah.
We know of keratoconus, and we only get referred a few cases of people with keratoconus, and that is if they have lost vision that meets our criteria.
What about the refund?
Yeah, we have. We talked about earlier. We have this refund for glasses, and that's for the public. There is also for contact lenses. So the majority of those with keratoconus that use lenses, they get some of the lenses refunded. But if they have a vision loss, like normal, like other vision impaired, they get the benefit of trying the same devices. But then we have had some that we fit with scleral lenses. That helps. Scleral lenses are like hard lenses that are filled with saline solution. So it makes the optic better.
Jaa, küsin eesti keeles. Janne Erva, nägemispuudega inimeste rehabiliteerimiskeskus. Alustasime 2006. aastal nullist, töötan seal sotsiaaltöötajana, eripedagoogina ja nüüd ka kogemusnõustajana. Ja mul on äärmiselt hea meel, et kuulates täna teie ettekandeid, meil on väga sarnased kogemused, arusaamised, teadmised, tõenäoliselt ka oskused nägemispuudega inimeste rehabilitatsioonist. Ja selline kogemuste vahetus on alati väga teretulnud, sest see annab mõlemale poolele sellise positiivse teadmise, et minnakse õiges suunas. Ja küsimus selline, et meie kogemus ütleb seda, et nägemispuudega inimeste rehabiliteerimises on üsna head tulemust andnud grupitegevused. Teeme 2-päevaseid kohanemiskursusi hiljuti nägemise kaotanuile, erinevaid grupitöid siis, kus viiakse läbi tegevusi või õpitakse uusi oskusi. Ja teine pool on just nimelt see inimeste omavaheline suhtlemine ja kogemuste vahetamine. Ja minu esimene küsimus ongi see, et kuidas teie kogemus ütleb?
What does your experience say? Do you have group works as well? And what is your opinion? Also, I'd like to remind you that our time is actually up.
Yeah. We do. We think it's really important that people meet up with each other and share experience. And we do group courses, and we are now trying out a group course that we want to add to our vision loss course, which is acceptance therapy. With a psychologist. So we're always trying to figure out ways, and we believe, if possible, to work in groups that we should do that. But being a small population is not always the possibility. But we do try, but also that's why with small population we try. Everything has to be very personal.
And we do most of this one-on-one. You know, for example, if I have time, now we have a woman from the West Iceland. She's coming in June, and she will stay in the house, the Blind Union house. She will rent the apartment, and we have fixed some schedule for her. So she told us what she would like to practice more and learn about, and we made some plan for her. So.
Yeah.
Okay. One more question.
And I know that the interpreters are also.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Okay.
Ja väga kiire küsimus. Meie koolitame bilemasööre ja nad on üsna populaarsed
blind masseuses who are very popular in Estonia. Do you also train masseuses?
No. We would love to be able to expand our work more to do something like that. But if somebody would be interested in that, and we have actually had in the recent years they have been going to college and doing their training there. So we would go into the college and help, so they can train there.
And one year there were 3 in the same year learning to be a massage.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
Nüüd üsna selline võib-olla järsk lõpp, aga tõlgid on oma tööpäeva lõpetanud ja meie külalistel on järgmine kohtumine tulemas kell 4 ka silmakliinikus. Ruttame sinna. Kes täna osalesid, siis teie mõtteid hea meelega kuuleks ja loeks läbi tagasiside küsimustiku, ja nagu päeva alguses sai öeldud, siis pakume võimaluse kohe sellel nädalal ka väiksel mõttevahetusel osaleda. Saadan selle kohta teile meili. But thank you very much for all your preparation and presentation, answers to the questions, discussion. And maybe not enough to share with everyone who contributed, but a little something as thank you note.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. And I'm just so impressed with you group. Thank you for being so interested. And please, if Britt can give out our emails so we can answer more questions because we would love to work with you and learn from you. It was only about us today, but we would love to hear more about what you are doing and the way you are reorganizing maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we can also learn from you a lot. I know that.
Yes, thank you ja suur tänu kõigile, kes osalesid ja turvalist, mõnusat kodutööd ja õhtut. Ja aitäh tõlkidele ja tehnikutele ka.